Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean, and we have turn 10 of Next War Poland Strategic Surprise Scenario. I was going to call it after turn 9, but I had a snow day today, so it snowed a lot here in Albuquerque, and the place where I work, I work on Kirtland Air Force Base, so they closed the installation down for safety reasons and all that. So they said, hey, you don't have to come in today. So I had a free day. So I got a 3-day weekend thanks to the weather. How often does that work out where a snow day falls on a Monday or a Friday? So I decided to play one more turn and we'll see what happens. So I have completed through the supply phase. So that's, my normal spot's about halfway through. So just to I remember in the last video I said that I had forgotten to conduct naval combat here. I did the naval combat, nothing happened. Or the results ended up being wiped. They were like strike one markers, and they always get removed at the end of the turn anyway, so basically nothing happened. Air superiority phase pointed out by Patient 0. If you have AWACS advantage, then the other side places first. Well, the Russians placed nobody in the air superiority box, but I still put in some interceptor / air escorts. So if during the strike phase or any combat where you could allocate close air support, if the Russians do that, if they allocate any close air support or strikes and I detect them, then I can intercept them and hopefully shoot them down. So these guys are just basically out there to shoot Russians out of the sky. So the Allies have no fear of being attacked by interceptors because there's none in this box. So basically the Allies can fly missions and not have to worry about getting shot down by interceptors. Now, surface-to-air missiles and AAA, that's still that's still a legitimate concern, but don't have to worry about fighters. So that's why those guys are in the box. So on this map, as far as strikes go, we did try to do some airstrikes on these surface action groups, targeted them with some cruise missiles, and nothing happened. So nothing happened there. And then down here, I attacked the detection track with a cruise missile and a couple of Wild Weasel strikes, and managed to take it from a 3 to a 2. So the Russians' radar network for detecting aircraft is pretty much almost gone. Their SAMs are still up there really high, so if they are able to detect me, SAMs are still pretty effective, and you will see that over here on the other map. All right, so a lot went on this turn on this map. So it was a very, very busy phase. You can see over here, the Allies pretty much just threw almost every plane they had onto the map to do some kind of damage. So during the detection phase, I detected, there was a good bit of detection going on as far as headquarters go. And then the Allies had 7 Special Forces missions that I threw out there. So I was hoping to detect some of these headquarters that had been reduced or whatever, or that hadn't been detected through the normal electronic detection phase. So this was an important one right here. So this headquarters had already been detected. So I used the Special Forces to target them. The targeting was successful. And it definitely helped out because during the strike phase, I was able to destroy that Russian artillery brigade, which is awesome. So that was with, let me see, green. So that was with these two Canadian F-18s, CF-18. I imagine CF stands for Canadian Fighter. So that's just a guess. Yep, I think it is Canadian Fighter. So that was awesome right there. I was very happy with that. Let's see here. So this, I think those are Italians. Those guys right there, they were not able to. So I think well, let me see here. So yeah, they put a detection marker on that MSU, and I forgot to target those guys with something. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Let's see what else. So this mobile supply unit, I threw 2 missions at it. Right, you can only put one type of mission on a counter, so I can't use both of these special forces to detect, in hopes of, if I fail one, I pass the other. So this one was a detection, and this one was a targeting marker. So if the detection mission failed, then the targeting mission automatically fails. But in this case, Polish Special Forces detected, and then the American Special Forces targeted, and the reason I did it that way is because you can see you probably can't see it, but the Polish Special Forces can only give you a -1 to targeting, while the American Special Forces can give you a -2. That's what those are on there for. So both of them were successful. Targeted this mobile supply unit, and it had a -2 modifier. And again, in this game, low rolls are better and negative modifiers are better. So there's a -2, and in the strike phase, the blue cube, I threw just about everything you could throw at that thing. I threw a B-1 bomber, I threw a B-52 bomber, and I threw a helicopter strike at this mobile supply unit. And we were successful and destroyed that mobile supply unit, which was critical because it interrupts supply down south down here. I threw 2 Special Forces missions at this mobile supply unit. So this one, can you see it? Yeah, you can barely see it. So the Italian one was to detect, and the American one was to target. The Italian one failed, so the American targeting mission automatically fails. Let's see what else. I think those are the only major ones that. Yeah, the Russians, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so down south here in Warsaw, the Russians detected during the electronic detection phase, they detected the 82nd Airborne Division's headquarters. So the Russians only have 1 Special Forces mission left in the game. They've all been eliminated. But they did a targeting mission on the headquarters and were successful. Let's see. So I guess we can just kind of go around and kind of, illustrate what happened here. So the Russians targeted with an airstrike, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit headquarters with these guys right here. The red cube, they caused a strike 1 on that headquarters. Let's see here. I already talked about the Canadian strike. The Russians also targeted the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force headquarters unsuccessfully. Targeted 15th Brigade, 41st Army, unsuccessful. The Russians targeted this headquarters with a helicopter strike, and of course they were unsuccessful. Overall, the Allies did really well on strikes this turn. We were able to, if I'm not mistaken, reduce this and cause a strike 1 marker, so that was awesome. Again, that MSU is gone, which is a big deal. I don't know why that's there. Pretty sure that goes to that. So we'll just put that there. I'm pretty sure that's what it was going to, because there was no strike targeted for that. This headquarters right here, this is the 58th Army airstrike. So we had 2 B-2 bombers, helicopter strike, and missiles target this guy, and we were able to get him. He had the targeting marker on it, so that was huge. That was a big deal. The German Special Forces unit that placed the targeting marker, they didn't make it back, but their efforts paid off, so we were able to take out that headquarters. So between this mobile supply unit and this headquarters being taken out, all of these all of these 58th Army units are out of supply. So that was a big deal. That was extremely important because it was looking really bad down. Well, you can't see that. So there we go. Now we can actually see it. So it was looking real bad down here for the Allies. 282 was destroyed last turn. We've got basically right here, we've got 382, and we've got some Italian Marines. That's the only thing stopping this whole army from moving southward. And I was really worried about that. I mean, there's some other stuff down there, but they would have advanced farther. They would have been right here along the Vistula River. The Russians would have advanced, most likely. But by taking out the mobile supply unit that's up there, and by taking out the headquarters, which is right there, pretty much stalled this, right? Because when a unit's out of supply, they can't attack. All they can do is defend. So big deal. The other thing that also helped too is the weather roll. For like, I think I've had one storm turn, which that's huge. If we had rolled storm weather, that would have completely shut the Russians down, because everybody would have been out of supply. And then like every turn has been overcast after that one storm turn, which that was way back in the beginning. But this turn was a clear turn. So it definitely helped out all the airstrikes. On an overcast turn, a lot of the airstrikes are modified by like +1 or +2 to your die roll. So being a clear turn, there was no DRM at all. So that helped out a lot this turn. So basically, we'll see how things go at the end of the turn when we do movement combat, but this down here, not looking good for the Russians at all. The Allies don't have enough down here to counterattack or to do any real attacking, but this all has been stalled because everybody's out of supply. Losing that headquarters was huge, and the mobile supply unit was also a big deal as well. So if the Russians want to have any hope of taking Warsaw, which I don't think they would have been able to do anyway, these units up here would have to move south, and that's not realistically going to happen. So overall, and I still have headquarters strikes to do yet. There's just so much stuff going on right now on this map that I couldn't even do it would have been even more. I mean, it looks like chaos right now. It would have been more chaos if I'd have done headquarters strikes on top of all that. But a good turn for the Allies, at least in the south. And I think that'll do it for now. So thanks for watching, and there will be at least one more video. I don't know if I'll go past turn 10. I mean, I said that on turn 9, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, everybody have a great day. Bye.